Hey, we've got astronauts, drunk raccoons, and why your uncle is wrong about the solar system. With Chris, I'm Jamie.
Hello.
Let's have a show.
You betcha. So Jamie.
Chris.
You're kind of into Europe, and so one of the things I came across recently, which never thought about before, but so right now on the calendar, the first European is scheduled to go to the moon. There's never been a European on the moon. Isn't that weird?
That blows me away.
And
yeah. And why now? Why are they biting this bullet now?
And so it's interesting because you've got the Chinese are going up there. Obviously, we've got Elon Musk and we've got Jeff Bezos. Everyone's talking about going to the moon.
Yeah.
And obviously, I think you and I have spoken in the past about the whole idea of helium-3, and maybe some of these people are saying, if we can get in on this helium-3 action or whatever other minerals
for
out
it.
there, maybe there's a business case to be made. But you'd think, Europe produces a lot of great technology for the world. You think they would have been on top of this?
Yeah. Well, they don't have a NASA, do they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it seems like that would be something they would have done, but it always seems like it's the same 3 or 4 countries that really do that.
It's like Britain and Germany.
Yeah,
and,
right.
So the So, anyways, that's supposed to happen in 2028.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Artemis flight.
Yeah, I'm gonna bet against that. Just
also, so this guy is just flying to the moon. He's not actually landing on it. So this is like...
that's old hat.
So does this actually count? That's kind of like
visiting
flying over Minnesota and saying you're in Minnesota.
Right.
So the first... But there are plans to get a European in there on the moon. And but for some reason they think that's going to go to France or Italy. I don't know how countries... get priority on sending their people up there.
Yeah, I know our flag's in that thing, isn't it? So
our flag is, and China's there now already, and so it's interesting because I remember this is just over the last 2-3 years or so. All of a sudden, the moon became chic again, right?
Yeah,
we went for 50 years ignoring the thing, and which led to I remember it led to a lot of videos on YouTube, all these conspiracy theories, it's we haven't been back to the moon because we saw alien space stations up there, or there were hostile aliens up there, and so we won't go back. But
there's hostile aliens here, Chris.
I'm not seeing those videos. Yeah, right. And I haven't seen many of those videos lately.
No.
Or the whole idea that man didn't really land on the moon,
right? Right. It was a hoax. It's a hoax, everyone.
Because if you look at the way
it was done in Nevada.
Right.
Yep.
So anyways, so Germany is going to circle the moon, and I guess someone from Italy or France will actually walk on the moon. They'll probably ride with one of our private companies, Blue Origin or SpaceX or something.
Yeah.
So it's weird though. I'm really stunned that they haven't done more in the space movement.
Yeah, that kind of blows me away that none of them, especially, Germany is usually a pretty technologically advanced engineering type nation.
They're supposed to be the nation of engineers.
Yeah,
right?
And for them not to, not to have been there, kind of gets me. Kind of blows me away.
Now, let's not forget about the Russians.
Yeah.
So there was a story recently that was talking about this Russian who was he was a part of the SpaceX crew, and it was
cosmonaut.
Just recently, he was kicked off the mission because he was caught taking pictures on his phone of the instruction sheets and the engines, and so he violated this international traffic and arms regulations, and so he was just booted from the program. It's
if I'm right, this was they were all over Elon Musk about employing foreign citizens too, and this is actually what Elon Musk said was the reason why he couldn't employ more foreign, nationals in SpaceX because of this arms regulation.
Oh, and so I guess this is kind of a good proof of like why you have to be real cautious about this.
Right.
Because,
I mean, especially, let's be clear here. Russia's not our friend.
and they're not going to give you straight information.
Right. And this
So,
guy's obviously sending this to somebody else.
Right.
Or trying to. Hopefully they caught him before he was able to do anything with it. I'd like to know if that's the case or not.
Right. And so, because, space tourism means, meets Cold War, basically, is what this is. Because
Right.
SpaceX, if the Russians want to start competing with SpaceX and Blue Origin, just like the Chinese, right? These guys are going to sit there. You can't trust them for anything. So,
No, you can't. You can't trust the Chinese with, thumbtack designs.
Right.
No less anything else.
And they say, whoever wins the space race can really, in a lot of ways, win the Cold War, basically.
Yeah.
And, dominate the Earth if they want.
I can tell you, I've dealt with the Chinese over 15 years.
They're heartless, right?
Yeah, they are. They are. But you know what you're dealing with when you're in front of them, right?
Right.
So you treat them the way, in very guarded way.
Right.
Even though they're trying to get you to open up and trying to get you to deal with them more, and you always kind of have to be frank with yourself, not necessarily with them, because you don't really want to lay your cards down in front of them.
Mm-hmm.
But and you have to bluff the hell out of them.
Right.
You don't
end up like Eric Swalwell.
Eric Swalwell.
Yeah, he was that Democrat in California.
Oh, we're sleeping with the
Chinese
spy. Yeah. Way to go, buddy. Way to go.
Right. Nice move.
Swalwell. I forgot about that guy. I didn't know that was his name, but yeah.
So there's another space thing that I thought was really cool. And I saw this post by Elon Musk.
Uh-huh.
And he had posted.
I think you sent it to me in a text message as well.
And it's cool. It puts it puts things in such perspective. So the post said something like, the sun is 99.8% of our solar system's mass.
Right.
So it's like, and then you look at it, it had these images. It showed Mercury and Venus and Earth and, Mars, Pluto.
Sure.
Or not Pluto, but Jupiter and all those. And, you see things progressively get bigger.
Yeah.
And even once you're at Jupiter, though.
How big are we comparatively to that mass?
We are, we're not even, like for Earth.
Yeah.
So the Earth, I asked Grok,
Our friend.
the resident AI engine, how many Earths can fit in the sun? And because you hear some stats that say, well, the sun is, X amount diameter of this planet.
Sure.
Or whatever. But, to really have the 3D perspective, I think it's better to have the 3D perspective. And so 1.3 million Earths can fit inside the sun.
That's a lot of Earths.
And I got it for like every planet and some of the notable ones, like Jupiter. So 1,321 to be exact, Jupiters can fit inside the sun.
That's it? Jupiter's a big planet.
Jupiter's huge. Yeah, exactly. When you think that, it's like, so basically it's, I guess, 1,000 times.
I've got planet envy for Jupiter.
Right. I guess not quite 1,000, but maybe about 900 times the size of Earth. And so Venus was close to the Earth because Venus was 1.09. And then you could fit 6.4 million Mars planets inside of the sun.
That's a lot of Marses.
Right. Did I say Mercury? 20 million. 20 million Mercuries.
Mercuries.
And you still have to wonder. I should have found out how many Plutos would have fit in.
Yeah, that's got to. Is
Including
Pluto
its
even a
planets.
planet, Chris?
It's a subplanet.
Subplanet.
Yeah.
Is that like
just in a bad way?
being in the hood?
Right? Yeah, exactly.
It's the hood of the planets.
It got totally disrespected from the planet to
Yeah.
society.
No
Or
respect.
whoever makes up this stuff.
No
right?
respect.
So the So the
Why does this matter, Chris?
why does it matter? It's just, I mean, when we like, this is just our solar system when we think about it. It's and our solar system's just this tiny thing of like, what do they say, like 200. There are 200 billion solar systems inside of our Milky Way or something like that.
Yeah.
We're just such an
Small.
insignificant speck. It's
Well, and I'm a flat earther myself,
Flat
so
Earth, yeah.
I'm just hoping not to find the edge out there.
Because you've never noticed the curvature of the Earth when you're out flying your plane, right?
No, never seen it. Yeah.
So here's some other statistics that I think are kind of cool because we're talking about, especially Musk is talking about being on Mars and starting to create this
Community.
station,
Yeah.
this like community on Mars and settlement. That's what they go.
Settlement, right?
And
Yeah.
Mars, on Mars, and it's interesting. We talk about like a lot of times, like we're community right now. We got those robots up there,
Yeah.
and so like these planets obviously are like spinning around all the time, and they're always at a different. We're at a different distance than all these other planets at any time, and so Mars.
Let's hope they don't collide.
When it's at its closest, right? Yeah, when
Yeah.
Mars is at its closest to us, it's 34.8, basically 35 million miles away. But when it's at its furthest, it's
Wow.
249 million miles.
Wow.
And so, and I think this is part of the reason why 2029 is a part of the plan is because it probably loops around about that time. And I think there's like this thought like,
So we got to put a
send,
big hook out there.
yeah,
And
right?
then grab a hold and then reel it in, right?
I think in certain ways, I think we're going to send something around the sun or something. You know how like you can like whip around and like gain speed, like doing turns like you do in your car, like race cars
Sure.
and stuff. So I think they're like
The momentum.
space travels like that happens like that too, and then you can like hook into the orbit of Mars,
Slingshot
and
almost.
catch it. Yeah, because obviously we're looking at a difference of about 215 million miles. So
That's like from Wisconsin or from Minnesota. That's like 20 minutes
right
to there, right?
And remember how like back in the old days it was such a pain in the ass to talk on long distance when like the communications were real poor and it was staticky and everything.
Yeah.
So when you communicate with Mars, when it's at its closest, a radio signal takes 3 minutes and 6 seconds. So you say something or you give a command to a robot or whatever you do, the radio waves travel. At its closest, it's 3 minutes, 6 seconds.
Right.
But when it's at its furthest, it's 22 minutes and 20 seconds. So it's like you do a command and then it's just like you sit around and wait. So it's like, I mean, round trip, you're looking 45 minutes when it's at its furthest before you can like even if they respond right away or something, if you're like communicating with someone. So I think maybe like email chats would be like better because you could just shoot a message and come back and check later, right?
Right.
So,
It's definitely like you're not going to go, hey, what's for dinner? And 44 minutes later, pizza,
right?
I already ate.
I already ate.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit's cold already.
Yeah.
So and so think about that, so 3 minutes at the fastest, 22 and a half minutes at the longest compared to the moon. And this is where kind of things get put in perspective.
Right.
So when the moon is closest to us, it's 221,000 miles.
God, that's
from
hard
us.
to believe.
All right? Because you put that much on your car.
Yeah.
And so the furthest distance, it's 252,000 miles. So, not too much, but it's got, somewhat of an elliptical orbit.
Sure.
It's not a perfect circle or anything. And so, but radio communications, when we deal with the moon, at its fastest are 1.19 seconds. So it's like, we're talking fractions of a second.
Sure.
For the remainders on this, not extra seconds. And then the furthest, it's 1.36 seconds. So that kind of stuff you don't even notice. You're not even going to notice that much. And so that's space is so massive. You think about just 34 million miles.
I don't know how we're going to do that Mars thing. I really don't.
I think it's exciting.
It's exciting, but it's interesting for sure. I mean, I still say landing that rocket, stage on, right into the tower was one of the coolest things I've ever seen.
That is. They're going to need a lot of AI for landing on Mars, though, because you can't wait 22 minutes for it to come back to you and read your signal or whatever, right?
Right.
Yeah, but yeah, it's like it'd be cool if they got stuff going. I'd volunteer to be one of the first people buried on Mars. I think.
Yeah. No, I want my ashes spread on Mars.
Yeah, there you go. On what is that? The Sedona? Is that the Mars face? The face on Mars or whatever?
I don't know. Yeah, I've seen it. I don't know what that's called. Yeah, it's interesting.
And then on to fun and games.
Yeah.
So you said you've told me in the past.
Yep.
Last week you told me that your kids were into Pokemon.
Well, Cole, my youngest was into Pokemon. So, I don't even know where those cards went, and now after reading this thing, I'm like, oh man, did we have this card and I blew it?
Right.
And he had a lot of cards. But
it's amazing what those things. I mean, it's like these things.
I'm gonna go dig through my house tonight because of this article.
It's because of these things. I think that baseball cards don't get their market values anymore because people do this stuff. And yeah, my kids are into it too. I think they still kind of are, And but they had a nephew or cousin who had given. He was born in early '90s, and so he was 96 or so when they were just coming out. He was buying them all at that time. And then when my oldest kid got to be 10 years old, he gave him this whole book of cards from the mid 90s. And so I think that those are pretty rare.
Yeah.
I don't know, but anyways, yeah.
Pikachu looks good.
And then I would always hear "Ooh, this one's really rare. Or this is it's
how rare is it?"
Right? And so some guy had a rare one, and I never heard of this one. Not that I'm a Pokemon expert, but I thought
I'm going to ask Cole tonight.
Right?
Yeah.
Ask him if he's ever had a PSA 10 Holo Gengar.
Gengar, whatever. Yeah, Gengar.
Because a lot of times these things will have a name that's similar to something that it represents.
Yeah.
Maybe this is a Genghis Khan kind of thing or something.
Yeah. I know what you're saying.
But so this guy sells his card to GameStop, I think in Grapevine, Texas. $30,000, $494.70.
Wow.
I'm not sure why it comes down to $494.70 or whatever. But
yeah, must have just been the number.
Basically $30,000. GameStop's highest trade in ever.
Got 90%. Not bad.
GameStop claims that they got it at 90% of total value.
Yeah.
So they're feeling pretty good about that.
They can make it 10%. And they can hold on to it too. This always gets me what is the guys in Vegas the pawn shop in Vegas, right? All the stuff that comes into them, and it's and they just keep buying it and keep buying it. But
how do you know this stuff,
right? And how do you know it? And then are you speculating down the road that it's going to be worth something?
Right.
I mean, at what point are you cashing in on this? And if you are, I mean, they don't have, and I've been there, and they don't have a big area where you can see all this stuff laid out. I mean, it's a relatively small shop. Mm-hmm. So where's the rest of it? If I'm walking in, or maybe they put it online? I don't know. I haven't looked.
That could be. They probably. I bet they do.
Yeah.
And I bet they can use a lot of AI and just internet resources to.
Now they can, but way back when that show was on,
right? This is that Pawn
Stars, right?
Pawn Stars.
Yeah, right. And it gets me that the guy, I could just see this guy bringing this Pokemon card in, hey, I've got a $30,000 Pokemon card that I want $6,000 for, and they'll be looking at him $6,000. We got to get the professional in here, right?
Right.
So then the professional comes in and goes, I'm a professional Pokemon, card dealer or whatever. And then he looks at it and goes, this isn't worth $6,000. And it always gets me.
Freaking photocopy.
This is $33,000, The guy's well, my $6,000 seems pretty low now, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think I would up that.
Sorry, I just did the whole episode, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And that's, it's like an antique roadshow too. I was always impressed. To be like, oh yeah, this was pottery made in
right.
Sussex, England, back in 1908 to 1912, and it was done by this person who had a little shop over on like Main Street. And it's like.
Yeah, you can tell this by the number that's on the
Right.
back. This is the 15th edition of this, and this shows that he was on Market Street,
Right.
and yeah. I'm like, where did you get this knowledge?
No kidding, right? It's
I had a friend that he was like the king of useless knowledge, and it was like everything useless he knew. He couldn't make a quarter with any other knowledge, and it was like. It was like, but you have all the useless knowledge in the world. And I'm like, go on Jeopardy. Go on Jeopardy.
Right? Yeah, exactly. They could tell you what happened on like May 13th, 1957 or something, right?
Right.
So, hold on to your Pokemon cards and maybe find a way to get them.
Yeah, go dig for this one, you guys. I think this is a winner if you got this. Rob your kids' Pokemons.
For the last like 20 years, though, I've been hearing about all these. Oh, this is a shiny and this is a legendary or whatever, and I still have no idea.
Yeah, what's the dumbest thing you've ever held on to that's now valuable?
Right?
What is it?
I don't know. It's a good question.
Or you think is valuable?
Yeah.
I don't know. You guys
Do you have
put
any
in what
thoughts?
I don't. I can't even think of it. I mean,
especially because like maybe you like held on to something. Yeah, just for sentimental value, then all of a sudden you find out it's worth a whole boatload of money.
Yeah, and then you change it in, right?
Right,
screw the sentimental value, I want the cash.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
I want to go on vacation.
Daddy needs a vacation.
How about you? You got any things that you can think of?
No, I can't think of anything off the top of my head. I held on to cars that went up,
Which is a challenge in itself.
Yeah, well, you know what? Like, there's a better return on antique cars than there is on like the stock market at times.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, look at Jay Leno. Look at how many cars that guy has.
Right.
Nice. So I mean, those things can become very valuable. I'd like to know what Jay Leno's collection is valued at, right?
Right.
Because I mean, he's holding on to all that, and that guy's like almost at 1 foot in the grave, as far as I'm concerned.
Is he? He had a TV show going recently. I don't know.
He does. He still has it. Jay Leno's Garage. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Leno's car.
So you're looking up his car collection value?
Yeah. Let's see what it is. Value. Oh, here we go. Today. Value today. Let's see.
And so you're talking about like if you have like an old Nomad or
whatever. It could be. Mine
Model T.
Mine were Porsches. Well, I don't think those. Well, maybe I don't know.
Right.
But like Road Runners, cars like that. His value is between 52 and 100 million in his cars.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
So when you say like Road Runner, you're like talking about the muscle cars from like
that's a muscle car.
Like
a 442 convertible. And I like those cars. Don't get me wrong. I'm kind of a more
the
of
Hemis.
Yeah, I mean they're cool looking. I like the Mustangs.
Super B.
Yeah, Super B. Yep.
Yeah.
But but I guess if I had something, I would probably hold on to cars more than anything.
The good thing about those cars is they wouldn't drive you crazy if you didn't have your seatbelt on.
Yeah. No dinging. Yeah, I hear you.
I'll put it on in a second.
Well, I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna call my parents tonight and ask them if they got any like antiques that I can have.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. I used to have a bunch of baseball cards. Actually, I think they're in my basement, but I don't believe that there's a lot of value in baseball cards anymore. But
yeah, I don't see. It's not the market that it used to be. That's for sure.
Yeah.
One time I was at a rummage sale. I was a kid, and they had this like Queen Elizabeth coronation plate, like those decorative plates. That
like the ones they print
and stuff, and they and so I bought it. I'm like, when the Queen kicks it, maybe I'll sell it.
Yeah.
And she kicked it.
Guess what? She kicked it.
She kicked it. And then I was like, right away.
You're in the money, baby.
I went to eBay, but it was only worth like $80. So I'm like, I'm not going to sell it.
How much? What did you pay?
I paid like 10. They were selling it.
Look at that return.
The market price was about 80.
I mean, that's a better return than like NVIDIA.
Right? That's true.
You should have bought like, 1 million of those plates. You'd be like
a 30-year period.
Yeah, you'd be like rich.
Right, exactly. Well, They usually have limited quantities in yard sales, so.
Yeah, well, I don't know. You could have talked her into making more or something.
Right.
Damn queen.
And that was pre-internet, so.
Yeah.
So, okay. The greatest story going on right now is this drunk raccoon. Have you seen this story?
No, I have not seen this.
This is funny.
This is a new one on me.
So, Virginia liquor store was broken into on Black Friday.
Wow, you got a deal.
So, raccoon, the pictures are hilarious about this. So, it's like some raccoon got into a liquor store, and, it must have been like running around the shelves because you look at it, showed like an aisle, you see all these busted bottles all over the place.
Sure.
Like it was making a mess.
Yeah.
And so, you got a broken bottle.
He was partying.
Then he starts lapping it up. And then I think someone from the store came in the next day. And the thing's passed out. It's still alive, but it's just passed out.
What a hangover.
Drunk as a skunk.
Oh, my God.
And so, yeah, talking about hilarious. And so, I think they were like, what are we going to do with this thing? And so I think they called Animal Control. Animal Control came and picked it up. And I think scooped it up because I think it was still passed out. And they got rid of it. What
a hangover, a raccoon hangover. I got a story.
Classic don't drink on an empty stomach.
I got a story about a raccoon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was it was probably 15 years ago. My kids like to leave the garage door open, right?
Okay.
And so I'm like, I hear something moving around in the garage. I'm like, come on, what is it? And raccoons were getting into our garbage. They've since then disappeared.
Okay.
But, here
After you put some decant out?
Yeah. Well, I should have got them liquored up. That would have been, and we could have had a party. Yeah. But so my wife is standing there and she's like, I think there's something in the garage. So I'm like, I go and I go out to the garage and here's this raccoon crawling on top of my garage door that's open, right?
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, come on, dude. So I waited a while to see if he'd leave. Like, went deeper into the garage, right?
Uh-huh.
So then I go get a broom, right? Raccoons can be very vicious.
Yeah.
And
usually they'll run, but if they're trapped, right?
Yeah. Well, and the thing is, so I'm like, he's on top of the garage door, and I'm like poking him with this broom, right? Like, get out of here, man. Get out of here.
Right.
And finally, he jumped over to a shelf, and I'm like, come on. So I'm like, I'm just gonna let him. I'm too nervous. I'm gonna let him find his way out of the garage.
Thrown a sandwich out in the driveway.
That's a good idea.
There, right?
I didn't even think about that. Like a steak or something.
Right.
Like the cartoons.
Yeah. I'd bring an airsoft with you instead of a broom next time.
Yeah, right. I should have popped him, but I'm not for killing animals. This is not.
That's not nice.
Yeah, that's not nice. I get it. So I'm like, I wait a while, and then I'm like, it's quiet out in the garage. So I'm like, oh, he must be gone. So I go out in the garage, and I'm like tippy-toeing around, and I'm like, yeah, I think he's gone. As soon as I turn to my left and I look at the shelf, he is literally a foot from my face.
Oh, my goodness. Wow.
And I'm like, I throw the broom up in the air. I start running. My wife is laughing, and I'm like,
what did the raccoon do?
Huh?
The raccoon
nothing. Thank God he did nothing. But I mean, he could have took a swipe at me. Right. He could have jumped on me.
Rabies or something.
Oh my God! I tell you, I'm running. I ran through that thing.
This was your opportunity to make your own coonskin hat, though.
Yeah, right. Like Daniel Boone.
Right?
Yeah. Who you knew a descendant of.
I think that was Davy Crockett.
Oh, that was Davy Crockett. Yeah. Dang it. Well, okay. Same difference.
Right.
So, but I ran out of there, and finally I think the dude just left. Yeah. But
he probably said, I'm not coming back. This is
this is too much trouble.
Drama.
This guy's an idiot. Much like the name of the show.
Right?
Yeah. But
very interesting.
Yeah, well, so that's my raccoon story for the day.
Yeah, so I think a lot of times you just gotta you don't want to sit there and fight with them, but you have a garage, so you must have come in through the big door, because I would have thought that you have a door that you have an attached garage.
Yeah,
you could have come in from that way and maybe scared it out through the main door, right?
Well, I did. I came in through the garage door from the house, but
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, he was not scared of me whatsoever.
Interesting.
Yeah, but
he
he
must
was.
have some good stuff in your.
Yeah, he was
trash.
looking to get intoxicated, is my guess.
He was.
Yeah.
He had some old.
It always
booze
reminds
bottles
me
in
of the Great Outdoors, John Candy with the raccoons that are talking. You know, like, look at these idiots. You know,
right? The raccoons are crazy. There's a guy on YouTube I've seen, and he makes these videos of him like feeding raccoons. They have like 14 of them climbing all over him while he like, feeds them and stuff.
Way.
You know, it's just because I think, I think they're nice animals. I don't, unless they're confronted like anything. But I think if you don't like do any harm to them, they won't do any harm to you. But they're a nuisance. I mean, because they're like a big fat rodent.
Right.
So,
right.
so,
Oh, I've seen some big ass raccoons that
Right.
they're like size of dogs.
Yeah.
But-
And I think I think that animal has totally changed the way we do trash in America.
Yeah.
Because we
pretty
used to
much.
always have those trash cans where you lift up the lid.
Yeah,
and
right.
Throw trash in. But,
They got wise to that
right?
shit.
I know. So now you've got them where they can't tip them over. They
Right.
can't lift up the lid and stuff. And so they were like they were a good boom for the
trash industry. Yeah, and people used to leave.
Rubbermaid or
Remember,
whoever.
people used to leave bags of garbage out on their curb,
Right.
where they'd pitch the bag of garbage
Oh, my
into the back of the
goodness.
truck. Imagine that crap
You see
now.
it
No
drop
way.
and pull, like they open it up and leave a huge mess all over.
Oh man, I remember having to clean up quite a few of those.
Right?
But like bears do the same thing.
Exactly. Yeah.
But
They have better capability too. So.
yeah. So, hey, holidays are coming up.
They are.
You should buy your wife a trash can that a raccoon can't get
Right,
into.
exactly. So
You know?
we already have that provided by the village we live in. So that's
Well, damn. Well, that one's
all
out.
good.
Maybe I'll get that for. Oh no, we have one too.
But so I did a search on like some of the hot items because
Yeah.
I'm not cool. I don't know what's hot.
Well, it's funny. The
I don't
first
even know
one on here,
Pokémon.
my wife was just looking at the other day.
Aura ring.
Yep.
Is this thing like precious metal? I mean, it says the Aura Ring 4. It's like $350 to $500 price range.
No, it pretty much tells you your vital signs and all this other stuff.
So it's like one of those
How you
Apple
slept.
Watches.
Yeah, it's
right?
much like an Apple Watch. I don't know what the difference is. My daughter has one.
Is this like Wi-Fi or something? I mean, how?
I think
how does report to you?
it communicates with your phone, so it's maybe Bluetooth.
Okay.
But
So it's
yeah,
going to tell you. It says for the person who needs data to prove they slept badly.
yeah. Well, we all know when we slept bad.
Yeah, right. That raccoon didn't sleep badly.
No.
And like the picture was great. He was like spread. He was like all spread out.
Was there like a bottle of Jack next to him?
I think
like,
so. Yeah.
You know, like when your
X's
friends,
in his eyes.
when your friend passes out and you like pose him in like
Exactly.
like different positions, you
And the
know,
store
and
clerk
then
was-
you write, like
Right,
dickhead on his head, forehead,
I was just
and
gonna
he's
say
like, looks in the mirror and he's like, what the hell? Luckily, he can't spell backwards, so the mirror always threw him off.
Right, exactly. Yeah. But yeah, you can't write on the fur probably. So
Yeah,
it's like,
right.
Right.
And put a little mustache
Could have
on him.
changed the color of his mask or something.
A big old like loopy mustache.
Put like a cat mask on him.
Yeah, too funny.
So an Aura ring. Okay, so that's gonna tell you like how you're sleeping and like your other vitals,
Yeah.
like blood pressure, pulse.
I
or
you know
stuff.
what? I'll ask my daughter tonight. Yeah.
Probably how many steps you took today.
Yeah, I'm sure. Like my watch does that. But-
So then there's the Apple AirTag 4-pack,
Yeah.
which you can get between 70. Actually, I saw them for $64
I bought one.
at on Amazon just last week. Actually.
Throw it
So
in
you
the
bought one.
suitcase, throw it in your backpack so you know where all your shit is. I even have one in my wallet because I'm so forgetful.
Oh. So like an AirTag, like the thin
Yep.
AirTag. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Well, that's cool. And these AirTags are pretty nifty.
Yeah.
In a future episode, we'll be talking about some.
Yeah, well, we're teeing that one up right
Right.
now.
So this sounded good. I mean, I could see people in my family liking this. Heated towel warmers.
Yeah.
Although, I mean, it's
Europe is famous
kind of
for having
redundant.
these.
Heated towel warmers. It should just be towel warmers, right?
I would
Yeah.
think. Yeah.
So it's like you get them nice and warm and
Yep.
and they feel good for whatever
A minute.
a minute. Yeah, you got to throw them back on the rack, right?
Right.
I've got one of these actually. I have not. The next thing I've got one that I have not used yet. It's the meter, which is a wireless thermometer. So it's a smart thermometer. So I've got a digital thermometer.
Sure.
And actually, I have to say, I just started using these things like 2 years ago.
Right.
I had no idea how to cook meat before I had one of these.
Oh, really?
And now it's like
temperature wise?
now it's no brainer. Yeah, it's no brainer. I never paid attention. I like microwave burritos, so I'd say it took this leap to cooking meat.
Wow, you are like living on the edge, man.
But
Living
yeah,
on
it's
the
like,
edge.
Oh, if you're doing chicken, it's got to be 165. You're doing fish, it's 130, whatever. Stick
Right.
it in there, boom, it's done. And
Boom.
no more tough meat. And yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah. I mean, you can completely crucify meat if
So
you're
I've
not.
got the wireless thing, but I haven't tried it yet. I'm not exactly sure what the big benefit is on these. So that's what I got to figure out. I mean, it just says.
Well, because you can walk away from it. I mean,
for the
basically.
dad who overcooks everything.
Yeah.
So you can keep it in there, but I cook on a grill, but I don't know. I mean, would you keep something like this in the grill?
I would think you'd keep it in the grill, but
Okay,
maybe. I don't know.
guess-
I don't know, unless you're looking at your phone while you're sticking it in
They
there.
come in, grab it.
Doesn't make
it's
much
like-
sense.
it's
You
like
know,
600
well, you got one
degrees.
of those little dial ones that goes,
Right.
and then it gets to almost where it's
Yeah.
supposed to be.
By the time it
It's
gets
like-
there, your food's
yeah, and then it's
overcooked.
going back down, and I'm like, well, is it done? Is it not done? Is it done? Is it not done?
And digital, so digital's very nice.
Yeah,
It's
digital's
within
nice.
about probably 6, 7, 8 seconds.
Sure,
Probably good.
sure.
Nostalgic fun. Puzzle you custom puzzle. Turn your family photos into a 500
Oh, isn't that
piece
cute?
argument. So you and I have a mutual friend who actually was selling these for a while. He would do anything in a puzzle. But he was doing it this was probably 15, 20 years ago he was doing this.
Who's this?
But now it's Egglash.
Oh.
And he, he gave me a map of Chatham, Massachusetts.
Yeah,
Which is cool, but when you do a map, so, when you do a puzzle, it's the tricky part is if you do a picture of this TV screen or something, and so many of the pieces are going to look exactly the same.
sure.
So it's sometimes you put.
Oh,
stuff in,
right. Yeah.
It seems like it goes.
Yeah,
but I'm
right.
not
I could
sure,
see where that would get a
Yeah.
bit annoying.
That's why, I think making a picture. If anyone does this, selecting the right picture, I think is
Like
is part of the
family, you can
strategy.
tell this is Fred's
Well, there's
eye.
enough variation.
Yeah.
Okay, this goes over here or whatever. So
Right.
right, but that's pretty cool. It's make a picture of grandma and put it together.
Get picture of
Or
grandma.
get grandma a picture.
Did you
of
say a
the kids.
naked picture of grandma?
Make a
Oh, make a picture.
Yeah.
I was like, I want to see grandma naked. Droopy. Yeah, everything.
But maybe a picture of all the grandkids to give to grandma.
Oh,
'cause
that's a good
a lot
one.
of grandparents do puzzles.
Yeah,
They've got more downtime.
that's a good idea.
Let's see. Okay, once again, we're back at Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Elite Trainer Box.
Yeah, it's a basic lottery ticket for nerds.
Basically, a lot of things. So I think that, and that's how it works, right? They're my kids will buy them and hope that they get one of the good ones in there. And now they have different tiers, and I
That's
think
how they
what
get you
this is.
started.
They're yeah, this is the 99-cent pack, or
Yeah.
or I think it's $1 a card. Talk
$1
about
a
printing
card.
money, right?
Man.
literally printing money. So.
I had thought about these actually.
The Ray-Ban Meta smart glasses.
Yeah.
So AI, audio, photos. So I remember Google had the Google Glass at one time. It was supposed to be these smart
Awkward
glasses.
looking things.
Yeah. So I wonder. So you said you were thinking about this. What does this do?
Basically, I wanted to use it for recording. Just going in and talking to someone and recording it.
Also record.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's the one that records and videos and all that.
Okay.
So, yeah, it doesn't say that here, though. AI, audio, photos, but...
But so can you say, give me a picture of such and such?
Yeah,
and
you
then
can actually communicate with it
It'll
and
change
say...
the picture
yeah.
on the lens or whatever?
No, I don't think it's like that.
Okay.
But, we'll have to look
You
that
could
up.
go to
Maybe we'll do
and
it.
say, go to X-ray mode.
I was like, X mode? Where are we going with this?
X-ray mode, yeah.
Yeah.
Or those. We should talk about this sometime. They had mafia bust down in Vegas. where they were talking about like it was like with the basketball players and stuff, like the basketball players who were like throwing their like pretending they were injured. And then they would have these deals with the mafia down in Vegas.
I didn't hear about
like
this.
so like especially like because you can bet on anything these days,
Right?
And I'd be like, will this player make it? How many? What's the over under for points for this particular player? And then that player will like see what the over under is, and then they'll like fake getting injured like right before they get to the over, and then everyone who bets the under gets it then because the player's out of the game.
Right.
And, the player's in on it and he makes millions or whatever.
Well, the one thing I was like looking at doing, and you should read up on this, is are you familiar with the site Pornhub?
Oh, yeah.
Do you know now a rabbi owns Pornhub?
Oh, really?
And he wants to change the Pornhub like I don't know, the whole Pornhub like feeling,
Really? So I have
You'll
to
have to look that one up.
The website, but I did hear that they had like 9 billion hours of porn
it's
videos.
Crazy. It's crazy. But
So
I'm thinking
he's going to do
I don't know.
a
He wants to
redesign.
make it more respectable, which I'm like, well, and it's funny. I just came across this article the other day and I was reading it. It's an interesting thing to look at, right?
And I thought,
And maybe we'll talk about it on the next show or one of the shows down the road. But he's a rabbi.
He's a rabbi, right?
Yeah, and he's like supposedly. I didn't get all the way. He's an attorney too, but if I remember right, that's the way it went.
Okay. Uh-huh.
But
I have to wonder how much business those do. I mean, it seems like porn's got to be like everywhere.
yeah, well, and I read the article because there's a lot of interesting crap in the article.
Yeah.
And it's like talking about that there's no credit card processor that'll allow Pornhub to process.
Okay.
So they actually have to go to the Bahamas to get their credit card processing, and and that's why a lot of that's free. But they have a what do you call it? Advertising arm of their company that has to do the processing, and then
Caribbean National Bank or something.
Yeah. I mean that's for a later show, but pretty interesting.
I'd love to talk about that. That's very interesting.
Yeah, maybe we'll throw that one up for a show. Let us know if you want to hear about Pornhub. I'm happy to go do the research for you. So, I mean, politically, I'm only doing it for you guys,
right? Just for educational purposes.
Educational purchases. I mean, purchases, whatever.
But so that'd be interesting. Actually, even beyond that, it'd be interesting to talk and like do some research and like see what kind of market is there out there. I mean, it's like, you hear about OnlyFans. Yeah, I mean, some AIs going porn, and I mean that's fake porn, but I don't know. It's like, but you'd think that if you could probably just search it on the internet and find it.
I think when I was reading that article, I came across another article about the number one paid porn star dying of an overdose, Jessie Jane or something, and her boyfriend. By the way, she was also married to a 77-year-old oil tycoon. So it was true love, though. It was true love. But she was sleeping with her boyfriend, who they overdosed on. What is it? Fentanyl and cocaine.
She lived an outstanding life, didn't she?
Yeah, and I guess they were talking about her being the number one porn star, which I thought. And trust me, I'm not into porn like that. I just came across these articles, and I'm like, I got to read about this. I was talking to my wife about it.
That's a sexy story to read.
And it was really interesting. But she had supposedly her wealth was estimated at like $500,000 or something, but literally when they went about it and her husband fought against it and her son fought against trying to get the money, she had $42,000 in her bank account.
Really? So her husband had a prenup or something?
Yeah, wanted the money from her death. This oil guy, right?
Oh,
yeah.
She died. Yeah.
And then he split it with the son, or split the car with the son. Yeah. I mean, it's a whole like crazy story.
Guy's worth hundreds of millions.
Yeah. And I'm not even sure. I think he might have been going bankrupt. So, yeah. I mean, there's this whole like craziness to this article, but
right.
Yeah,
Sounds
I don't
like a
think
good
I even
TV
got all the way through it, but that's one to look up and maybe to do a show on. Let us know what you think we should do.
Right? You want to hear about something, that'd be great to know.
Yeah, but well, what do you think? We call this a show and
I think so.
wrap it up.
Right.
Appreciate you guys tuning in. Please check us out on Spotify,
YouTube,
Apple. We're everywhere like that. Like, subscribe, talk to us. We're happy to take suggestions. If you like me or don't like me, I don't care. If you like Chris, that's fine. So,
all right. Well, have a
All
nice
right.
day. Thanks for watching.
Talk to you later. Have a good one. Bye-bye.